Well, still on the subject, Plastic SA has teamed up with various partners to create ocean awareness. It's launched its annual awards to recognize individuals involved in marine and coastal cleanups. So for more on this, I'm joined by Plastic SA Sustainability Director Douw Steyn. Douw, thanks a lot for joining us on Newsnight this evening. I mean, one thing I think that Plastic SA is actually aiming to do is increase awareness and education just around the impact of, unright or waste management and the impact that waste management has actually got on the environment, including the oceans.
Well, it's a fact that 85% of plastics ending up in the ocean comes from land-based sources. That means from upstream, where there is no proper waste management. So that's something that we as industry with government and other partners had to look at, is how are we going to better the waste management and recycling upstream, looking at education and awareness programs, looking at litter booms in rivers, streams, and of course cleanup campaigns, which is the last resort. But it all comes back to how you manage your plastics, and that is something that we need to get the community and the consumer to look at as well.
Well, speaking about the topic of managing plastics, do people actually know the right way of getting rid of plastics, the right way of recycling, the right way of not even littering, right, and actually making use of available resources to actually get rid of plastic waste?
Well, I think the big challenge in our country is recycling. And we that, as the packaging industry and plastic industry, are really promoting separation at source from the household. You know, it's not necessary that people have to understand all the different numbers on the plastics. That's why we promote wet waste and dry waste, recyclables and non-recyclables. The material should go to a sorting facility where people are trained how to sort properly, because there's just too many different materials. But the fact is, if we don't have the facilities where people can recycle, it does make it difficult for people to recycle. So I think that's one of the steps we have to take as well as industry, is make recycling, design for recycling, the products we use, look at alternatives if it's necessary. So it's no more business as usual. We all have to find the best solution and then also use the best product for your packaging, etc.
Tell us about this KZN Marine Waste Network that you'll be launching.
Well, we've launched 3 years ago the African Marine Waste Network. And under the auspices of that, we've launched 3 years ago the KZN Marine Waste Network. And today was also the launch of the KZN Marine Waste Network South Coast, because we find three big rivers in the South Coast that are really a challenge for us when it comes to plastic ending up in the ocean. You know, the Umbugumtwini and the Toti River really flows after rainy seasons. It flows very fast, and all the waste upstream that's been littered or dumped ends up in the ocean. So we're quite excited today with Clean Surf Project, Sasol, Shoprite Checkers, and various other partners. We have launched the KZN Marine Waste Network for the South Coast. So we're going to focus a lot on waste management, recycling, education, litter booms, cleanup campaigns with the network there.
I just have to ask about the issue around littering, and especially when it comes to the education component of it. It appears as though the more opportunities for people that have been made to actually dispose of their waste in an orderly manner, the more that they do not do it. So how then do you start accelerating certain programs around the effects of littering? Are people even aware and taking in the impact and the effects of litter?
I think there was a big gap between years ago with Zapit and Azibi, and the President have launched the Green Deed Project, and under the auspices of the Green Deed Project, we also have Billy Bin, which is going to be the education awareness program. So industry will take hands with government, with environmental affairs, with Billy Bin, which is a wheelie bin, to say, if you want to litter, don't litter, put it in a bin. If you want to put your rubbish away, put it in a bin. If you want to recycle, put it in the right bin. So at the end of the day, I think it's a time now that we start educating our youth and get people to really embrace a clean environment, free from litter.
Well, tell us also about this Caroline Reid award that you'll be launching as well.
Okay, Caroline Reid was our coordinator for the International Coastal Cleanup for Natal, and also our KZN Marine Network coordinator. Unfortunately, she had a tragic accident last year, and which has left quite a vacuum in Natal, but we've managed now to find a new coordinator for the cleanups and she was quite instrumental also in the Nurdle spill, quite a really eco champion. So we as Plastic SA have decided in honor of her to launch an event, but also like a competition that people that are champions in the cleanup fraternity can enter and find your champion, your cleanup champion, and that trophy is called a Caroline Reid Trophy, and in honor of Caroline. So next year in January we will announce the cleanup champion for this country in honor of Caroline Reid.
On the other side of it, I wanted to go back to the issue of how plastics actually impact the environment, but most importantly, even the oceans in itself. What's been found is that you are actually quite having a problem with the single-use plastics. Just tell us about some of those findings on single-use plastics and finding alternatives for that.
Okay, under the Plastic SA banner, we also are concerned about the single-use plastics that we find, especially when we do cleanup campaigns. Coastal cleanup, which is a monitor cleanup, what we do find on the beaches, and the top 6 has been identified. And with that, industries, we are looking at what are the possibilities as alternatives, not just alternative of a different product, but using other materials that probably will be suitable for those products. So it's a big challenge because, if you take things like stirrers and straws and earbud sticks, those are 3 of the ones that we picked up quite extensively on the beaches, and I just wonder why do people throw ear stick into the sewage system? And that shouldn't be done, and that's why it's ending up on our beaches. And so, as industry, under the SA Plastic Alliance to End Plastic Waste, we've also identified single-use plastics and say, what technology is available? Are there alternatives materials that one could use for those products? So it's as I said, no more business as usual. We have to look at the best solutions for the best products.